Hi, this is Artifacts, and this is my rant for today. Um, I wanted to discuss bringing back the speakeasies. Speakeasies were these gin joints back in the Prohibition years from 1920 to 1933, where it was illegal to drink here in the United States. And they sold booze and made it easy for the customers to speak easy about it, and so they became known as speakeasies. You can also go by a couple other names like blind pigs. At any rate, I'd like to bring the speakeasies back for an entirely different purpose. It's because our First Amendment rights are being eroded. Now, we got some major problems both in industry and in government. Now, if you can't see them, then you're blind as a blind cavefish. Bats really aren't blind, so I didn't use that analogy. Then again, neither are blind cavefish in a way. Anyway, we got some serious problems. Like, industry doesn't want to allow us to have things like, political t-shirts and that kind of thing. Oh, no, you can't have that. You can't express an opinion. And they're even going on places like Facebook and stuff, and, other places, social networks, finding out what you're saying so they can use it against you. For up to me, that would be illegal. And I say this to those of you people in the industry who do this. You are a disgrace, and you don't belong in this country. If it were up to me, you would be expatriated. You would be thrown out of the country. Perhaps exiled to some island where the likes of you can live in your little tyranny that you want for this United States. I'm going to give an example of somebody who is being basically screwed over because she said one word. Said the word nigger. It was Paula Dean of the Food Network. She says one word, the word nigger, and she may have said it several times, I don't know. If she's a regular garbage mouth, then I could understand they're kicking her out, and they've decided not to renew her contract on the basis of one word, nigger. I want to say this to you people at the Food Network. You are haters of freedom. You are enemies of freedom. You do not deserve to be in this country, and if it were up to me, you would be removed from this country. You would be expatriated like I just talked about. But the point here is that people's livelihoods are being taken away from them by these jerks. And I mean jerks. Who don't care about freedom. They hate representative government, and they don't think that we, the people, should have the right to speak out on various subjects. We don't think we have the right to say it. They're coming out after us on Facebook, they're coming after us here, coming after us there, even on chat groups. I recently got booted from a chat group that was run essentially by a group of hardcore leftists. And one Christian pretending to be a Satanist or something like that. Or a Satanist pretending to be a Christian, I mean. Excuse me. I'm pretty sure he's a Satanist. At any rate, the point is, they had formed a little Stasi-like state. Stasi were the East German police, for those who don't know. And basically, they thought that all your sources had to be approved by them, and you couldn't say this, you couldn't disagree with homosexual marriage. Well, I do disagree with it. I think it's a horrible travesty. And I was severely disgusted with the Supreme Court striking down DOMA. At any rate, I guess I got under their skin once too many times because these people don't like the truth. They don't like the light. is what it amounts to. When you shine the light on them, they scurry around like rats. Well, that's what they are. Liberalism is a very serious mental disorder, and hardcore liberals really are lower forms of life as far as I'm concerned. I'm not the first one to say that. At any rate, so I got moved from the chat group just on words I said, and I got threatened. They're threatening basically to have me locked up because I have the wrong political views. This shouldn't be happening in this country. We're supposed to be free to express ourselves, free to say it. The First Amendment is supposed to guarantee this, but the people have become slack and aren't, really pressing to have their freedoms restored. So I was going to suggest, since there doesn't seem to be anybody to really protect our freedoms, that we establish a series of speakeasies across the country. Only there's a problem. In the 1920s, you didn't have to worry about electronic surveillance. Today, every electronic gadget is a potential source of surveillance. If you haven't been paying attention to the news, you'd know this. So we would have to have some method of sweeping whatever places we set up, where we can communicate, especially conservatives. Speakeasies wouldn't be for these hardcore leftists, because what they believe is, a hardcore leftist basically believes that the First Amendment means the government tells you what you can say and then you can say it. That's what they believe. That's the way that chat group was run. They tell you what your political views can be, and then then you can have those views, but you can't have any others. So we would have to have conservatives, people who care about liberty, so forth. We would have to have some means of sweeping whatever the location is, whether it's a hole in the wall somewhere in the back alley or whatever. We'd have to have some way of getting all the electronic junk out of there. People would have to take batteries out of their cell phones and all that to protect themselves from prying ears and eyes. At any rate, so we set up this network of speakeasies across the country, right? That's what we really need. And the speakeasies would serve as places where you could discuss politics, discuss state of the country, discuss what we can do about it, without having somebody looking over our shoulder and threatening to put us in jail for having the wrong views, or lock us up in mental hospitals for having the wrong views, or taking away our livelihood. This is what I suggest we bring back. Bring back the speakeasies. This country used to be a beautiful thing, but did have some ugliness. We got rid of Jim Crow laws. That's only right and proper. But for these sons of bitches to tell us that we can't have, sons of bitches in industry to tell us we can't have political t-shirts on, and we can't post our political views on social networks, we can't do this, can't do that, because that's called harassment. I'm going to say, you people in this industry that do this, you are reprehensible. You disgust me. I don't consider you to be valid Americans. So, let's get these speakeasies started. I don't know who could organize them, and we have to be ultra careful that nobody has an operational cell phone or PDA or other gadget that might have a microphone on it that our government can listen in on. Because it's finally being revealed that they are listening in on us. Not that I didn't know this already, I sure did. Let's get these built and get this started, and we'll go from there. I'm Artifacts of Mars, reminding you that the First Amendment is there so that you can say not just the things that people want to hear, but things that are outrageous. It's there to cover outrageous political speech, and yes, it does apply to industry. Those industries who are not applying the First Amendment to their people, you are breaking the law, in my opinion, and you deserve to be punished. And those of you who do this in the industry and in the government, I wish there was a way to expatriate you, throw you out of the country, because you don't belong here. You're not Americans. I'm Artifacts of Mars.